The race for Pulaski County prosecuting attorney is shaping up as a contest between two candidates with different approaches to crime and both facing questions about their past. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky breaks down where incumbent Will Jones and challenger Bobby Forrest Jr. stand.
Both candidates in the Pulaski and Perry County prosecutors race agree on one thing: gun violence must be addressed. Where they differ is how they get there. Incumbent Will Jones says his office has focused on holding violent offenders accountable while also working with the community partners to prevent repeat offenders. He says when he came into office, it was 2022, a year after the most deadly time in Pulaski County. They had 119 homicides. He says they reduced violent crime by 44% and shares they recently brought in a program called Group Violence Intervention that mimics how the city of Pine Bluff is working to reduce crime.
It really is an intervention, and it gives them something to replace the need to carry a gun. And it gives them, we bring them in and set them down and say, look, you're on this path. Let's get you off of this path. Let's get you some job training. Let's get you education. Let's get you some services. And we have all of that together. But if you won't do that, then you're going to leave us with no choice. We don't want to fill up more prisons.
If reelected, he says he's excited about working with the Arkansas Criminal Intelligence Network, a more than $5 million federal grant that it's first of its kind.
Law enforcement data sharing network in Arkansas. There's not another one in the country anywhere. It's going to be run out of our office, and the entire state of Arkansas law enforcement will have a chance to share information at the touch of a button, which means crimes are solved faster.
His opponent, Bobby Forrest Jr., an attorney who's former law enforcement and business owner, says Pulaski and Perry County, says his backgrounds will shape a different approach with a focus on cracking down on gun crime. With a focus on cracking down on gun crime through what he calls his Smart Justice Initiative.
Looking at, well, what are the root causes of crime? And so we kind of see crime come out of three areas. That's going to be poverty, mental health, and addiction. And so we as prosecutors have an ability to look at those areas and to give back and invest in that as well, so that we're not also just clogging our system.
He says he plans to do that while working to break the school-to-prison pipeline by seeing what families, schools, and other partners need.
People that start off being truant, they get into a cycle, and we'll see them in the system later on. If we know these things, then we got to focus very early at paying attention. If we know that young men without fathers is going to be a problem, then we need to partner with schools. Our job is to prosecute what comes in front of us, but it doesn't stop us from being community partners, from being in schools, talking with them, partnering with the city as well.
That's their take on the issues, but both candidates have had their share of controversy leading up to elections. Jones recently made headlines for an affair with a former colleague.
You know, that I'm sorry and that I'm working through it, but what I hear from them over and over is that they appreciate the job that we're doing and they understand that I'm human.
Social media points to concerns about Forrest's alleged Sherwood residence, but he says he has homes there and in Little Rock, as well as businesses, and says he followed the rules. Also coming to light was a post on social media with Forrest calling Arkansas State Trooper recruits future terrorists.
Out of context, and they're using that to create that fear of that I don't support law enforcement. That's nowhere near. I support law enforcement. I recently was endorsed, several endorsers from law enforcement.
In Little Rock, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.